this connector. It's going to be a CT plant with open lines of sight for Vitality. I don't see a way this can go wrong. That's how the worst rounds could always begin. But no kits here. One flash, bit of armor, and you just got to go in together. Shox is in the open, holding this line. Eventually going to give it up. Vitality not giving you a way back in, but in the CT sneak, Apex anti-flash. Got to be careful. They're walking up on him.
Ooh, he's trying to get it back under control, and Zaiwu will come in with one. JKS left trapped in the sandwich, and he's pincered by CT and Ramp. He is a dead man. Shoxy makes it happen. Nice. And so Vitality find themselves a pistol to try and build back a little bit of the confidence that was robbed away back on Overpass.
Yeah, nice round out of Shoxy, right? The double down under complexity. They can't hunt these kills. Vitality steal the pistol. And, you know, that can mean a lot, Harry, right? Both teams to start strong on the opposing team's map pick have run away with dominant halves, 12 threes and 11 fours. So Vitality, a bit of momentum in their pocket, a bit of confidence back in their favor, and who knows what can happen. It's that or it's the reverse sweep. Cole forced up. Nothing new here. More than experienced on this Mirage. Not going to be able to put a stop to that one. Blame and Poison, however, fire off a little bit. Poison, they're up close, mate. Careful, those scopes won't connect, and it's the double jump for Masuta to get that kill and keep things under wraps for Vitality. Still got smoke down at CT that NATO's going through. S-Tag cut off the catwalk, and NATO can't muscle through the MAC-10. Open plant, or sorry, closed plant again for CT, but Vitality have all the real estate in the world.
Yeah, you know, if BlameF goes and flushes out this CT player, low HP Masuta, maybe there's a chance. Oh, Masuta, you little slimy devil. He gets away, not unscathed, but he gets away, and the numbers alone make this an undoable clutch now for BlameF. I was going to say, even if he dealt with Masuta, Apex would have never given him the fight from Palace, so it would have all hinged on, you know, tapping the bomb, forcing a fight. Instead, BlameF falls, and Vitality find that conversion after all. And there's a more fired up looking Apex.
Yeah, right.
Perhaps fired up for the right reasons now.
Yeah, it was quite the disparity between those first and second maps of just confusion on Overpass. Like, how are we not getting any T-side rounds? How do they seemingly have every read, every stack? And Vitality trying to play a bit loosey-goosey on that T-side was not good. This is a great map for it, though. Apex trying to take that cross shot. Little grenade to soften up complexity, but this is never supposed to be a round that gets out of control for Vitality. Only pistols, no armor on the most part. Running and gunning. MAC-10's best bet. 5 on 3. And the bomb going into B as soon as NATO tries to escape.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're just hedging your bets, right? You're just hoping that by leaning in towards this A site, Vitality come to you, and they do, but not in the fashion you were hoping for. These are just players faking the A play now with only one player left. You don't really care which bomb site you end up on. You're feeling like you can beat NATO regardless.
Yeah, Shox is trying to get that gun at the end, perhaps, right? Hunt this kill for the money bonus and then grab a Galil for the bonus round. If not, then NATO will be able to sneak it. Shox reloads, more info for NATO, but just not being given anything. As soon as Shox sees you, he's going to have you dead. Ding, and doesn't matter. Shox takes everyone on the A site, and the gun as well to boot. 3-0 for Vitality. But the AWP is already in, and Poison, he was the man of the map back on Overpass. That CT AWPing was a delight.
Yeah, we're going to need to see something like that out of him again, right? You know, especially when you're up against Zaiwu on the other side. But at least in this first round, you're going to be the only one donning that AWP. It's the bonus round attempt for Vitality, if you'd call it that. With a lot of AKs purchased up right away, doesn't really feel like a bonus.
S-Tag could be dropping nades here to try and help out those A players. His Concrul's coming in. Doesn't matter, he just gets domed, doesn't he? ZywOo's found one out on that A side. The AWP is got to do something, everything. In fact, jumping up is audacious as Kyojin comes through the Palace smoke, and 3-on-2 to the favor of the French. Suta heard that drop, he knows what's up, and Blame's trying to climb into the window once again. Woodwork, tippity-tappity, and Masuta hears everything. Big ears in middle right now. NATO full flash, here they come, and he's barely recovered from the blind before the shot comes through. Is this going to be another dominant start for Vitality once they get the ball rolling?
It feels like it, and I don't know what's happening. I don't think we've really had many a series play out like this, where one team just chains together like 9 rounds in a row, and then suddenly, the CT try to do what they can to flip-flop a couple of rounds their way.
Even think about it this way, right? Like, not just in terms of trading gun rounds and going back and forth and momentum swaps, none of which we've had. Second round forces have not been a thing in this series, right? Whoever takes the pistol has just been converting and running away with it. That's so rare to see in Counter-Strike right now, and in the group stage as well for many of these teams. Force buys are prevalent, so that's yeah, nature is healing. CS is returning to normality. But for how long as Vitality look to give us a nice quick 5-0 in this round? It's all on the next five for Cole, right? Put a stop to these aggressive tees. Try and dampen their confidence, because right now it's flowing.
Oh. And already, this is a much better look at a Kyojin. He's already got as many kills now as he did in the entirety of Overpass. So just let that sink in. Just open the door for the sink. Let it right through. Of course, Overpass was a 25-round game. And in it, he managed 5 frags with just 5 rounds into Mirage, and he sat at 5-1.
Leave him alone!
I'm saying, though, this is good. It's nice. It's an important thing to note, mate. Kyojin wasn't sat there going, yeah, it was a bit of a mixed bag on the day, but Overpass, not too shabby. Nice 5-23 out of me there. Like, he would have been kind of beating himself up about it, keen to right his wrongs.
Absolutely.
And he's already well and truly on the path, Hugo.
Good for him.
There's more than I can say about you.
Oh. It's getting personal now. Yeah, I mean, starting strong, right? You were never going to beat your Vertigo score, that's to say for sure. Well, maybe you can now. 5-0, and here is the round that means everything for Complexity. Again, Poison, he was able to get 1 out of CT last time, but then jumped up into Kyojin. Sutra and Palace this time around. Quick A smokes, but players not to be found as Vitality will not commit. They send Shoxy B. Kyojin going to join him eventually. 3 up in the Palace with the bomb. Vitality really trying to sell this double fake. They throw nades A, they show B, and they go back to that A site. All it's done is draw Poison back, but that smoke's about to fade, and his sight line begins to open, trading onto Masuta, and he catches ZywOo down the ladder. Poison, that's more like it, buddy.
Yeah, the AWP comes in, swinging for Complexity. And it's what might find them their first round right now, unless Kyojin can do the impossible. He was the guy over towards B with Shox, helping him try to sell that double fake. Well, now he's got to pull a bit of a fakey of his own and come up clutch in the 1v4. Poison there to close. 4 in the round for the guy, and the AWP comes out, and it delivers in spades. Complexity up onto their first. And a little pause cooled on through. I think this one's actually of a technical nature.
Yeah, little mic problem for JKS, but he'll get that sorted, I'm sure. And it's good to see Poison hitting the shots he has to. Hasn't slowed down. Yeah, that's an annoying round because that's a double fake for Vitality that doesn't really do that much, right? Like it would work a lot better if Shox is able to actually get value out of that B play there. And the awful part about it, just due to the timings of Shox getting slowed down by Molotovs, is by the time Vitality actually pop out A, that jungle smoke, while not being replenished, has just faded. And so Poison's able to completely tear them apart. Vitality aren't going to be forcing, Complexity to fall for those ones. Not yet. Not at 5-0. They're not panicking at the moment.
Yeah, it's a little rough as well because I think Apex had like full faith in ZywOo, and that little movement play to try, pop out under scaffolding was going to deal with the AWP. Didn't look like they were ready for ZywOo. They weren't even considering the chance that ZywOo could have lost that. And Apex was a little late on the swing to try and trade it as a result. It meant that Poison actually had enough time to get that second and then third shot off. But it's all well and good, right? You'd rather figure this out nice and early on while there's still time. It's only one round. That's what you're telling yourself right now. Poison scoped up on Palace once again. This time only Apex there. ZywOo is instead working this ramp control, and Poison bests him. Even with the flash obscuring his vision, he's still good to deliver that opener onto ZywOo, no less. They will deal with a player over here on short and follow up onto Poison in the connector. Now, this kind of spreads your forces thinly if you're Vitality. You've got a mixed bag of results so far, but Apex is spicing things up in at this A bomb site, dropping onto JKS, and now getting out of there to go and get the bomb. It all gets weird with NATO Safix pushing the apartments like this. Timing is going to be everything. Apex, I can't imagine he wants to go back to A, but he's caught this player pushing through the apartments, and now Vitality know where NATO is. They know they've got him trapped, and they're going to go looking for this kill.
What? Hello?
Yep, there it is.
Shox had his knife out. Firstly,
as planned.
Why did Shox have his knife out? Secondly, how does NATO not hear that? Everything goes up in the air. Shox gets time to pull out the primary. The nade could be good if only the plants was low. Apex is now with Shox standing on 20 health, and that's enough to fire in the final bullet. Full faith for Shox in that round. I can't compute, Harry. I can't understand. They knew NATO was there. Shox knew NATO was there. He still didn't think he'd be on the stairwell. Knife out. Good night. And Poison's picks all in vain. Look, what is this? NATO should have heard that. Don't know if there's comms going on. Don't know if there's something else distracting him. But everything about that round for both sides, yeah, Shox laughs. Like, he's like, wow, I won that? Okay. That was almost very awkward with NATO, you know, a few seconds earlier to T-spawn, and he might kill Apex with the bomb there, and the entire round is up in the air instead. It's been softened by Vitality, 6-1. And they hold on. Uh-oh. Little A stack with pistols. The aggro has been ascertained. Shox bringing the pain and takes down JKS. He knows there's more to be found close on the ramp. So that flash play does nothing with the Molotov down. Vitality up and lead.
Oh. Yeah, they'll catch one of these orbs in mid-window. And it's all starting to spiral out of control now. Any hope you had of, you know, squeaking a little partial bypass Vitality is very quickly dissipated unless NATO Safix can really defy the odds here over in the apartments. For a moment, you thought he was going to go unchecked, but Kyojin jumps up, gets the info, locks in the round on the back of it. Can they get out of here with this M4? Apex dead, Poison doubling up, doesn't even have armor behind this. And yet he still managed to get you out of the round with not one, but two guns now. So you'll take that all day long. Vitality is still up to 7, though. And so you better hope that these saved guns and the AWP coming through can make all the difference in the next.
Yeah, another sad round for Poison, right? It comes in with big impact. It was the orb finding picks earlier and still falling on dead ears, and this one's no exception. A couple of kills taken to the grave, and a gun or two saved here for complexity. It's fine. It's not out of control yet, but it's certainly starting to lead that way. Vitality picking up pace.
And so much of this right now is coming off of Shoxy. You know, we had him giving us little sad, pouty faces earlier on camera that was really emotional, and it didn't look nice. You know, like, well, he looked great, but you know, no one likes seeing Shox look like that. And so now we're getting a much more confident look at this guy, and he's really been the dude to create so many of these opportunities.
Yeah, we know Vitality is such an emotional team. Like, what a roller coaster it's been seeing their fan cams through the ups, through the downs, through the loops as well. And for Cole, it's been pretty, you know, flat-faced, pretty, you know, focused in the entire time. Now, missed window smoke there as highlighted for Vitality, but they don't care. No one's mid. No info gained or lost for Cole. Shox is walking up. It's a bait play. It's a player on the balcony you got to worry about. Molly comes in, though, so he won't activate yet. ZywOo, if he stays on that angle, the kill could come to him. Meanwhile, Cole want info. They want space.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you've given up this mid control, as you say, so you better be taking real estate while this happens. And that's exactly what both Blame and JKS have done over here towards A. The aggro setup towards Palace and Ramp. And if you catch this kill onto Masuta, you don't hear anything else on the Ramp side. Might even feel enticed to start to shuffle this setup around. Oh, no!
How?
Masuta was never ready for that, but only the dink from Blame F gives him that fraction of a second to adjust back. Poison now at triple, tries to get out of there, but ZywOo's gonna find him. JKS has got to come up top, trumps here. Masuta has him trapped, and Shoxy's gonna trade the kill. Just wasting enough time to get Shox in position, so that was never more than a one and done for JKS.
Yeah, you can even, you know, that's good enough, really. Well, not good enough, obviously, to win the round, but that's all he could have done, right? Take that kill with him, maybe live a bit longer, but such a quick trade from Shox. He's just hopping over stairwell. This guy is hunting them down. This guy wants to face Gambit, wants to show and teach them a lesson, maybe. And that's the big fear, right? With Gambit waiting in those quarterfinals, nothing is safe, nothing is sacred. And even a win here is no guarantee to a run in the playoffs. Oh my goodness, Shox, leave him alone. 3-on-1, NATO will save the Shox. He is not taking prisoners. Dead or alive, and he chooses dead.
Oh, so I still can't get over this.
Yeah,
like
the dink. Oh.
When that's how your round opens, I don't know, man. It really feels like nothing's going right for Complexity again. It's like we're back on Vertigo. Shox looking clean, looking smiley, giving us little dances. Come on, Shoxy, baby. We love it. Vitality, you're up 8-1. And for Complexity, I don't even know where to begin. I don't know. It's like we got the call that we really, really wanted back on Overpass. Oh, look at this. Oh, Poison nailing them, and he's still looking great. But where's that supporting act gone?
Yeah, and this is CT side as well, right? Like Cole have tried a lot of different setups. They've tried to actually they haven't really fought middle properly with like lots of numbers. Obviously, we have typical window smokes and all the annoying util that you can expect from Vitality. But maybe that could be the change for Cole, throwing it around to fight for middle. Of course, now, if this is going to be the one, as they look towards connector and window, Vitality are leaning A. We've got this fake again. Shox is selling them round after round, keeping players attentive at the wrong position. It's only JKS left on that A site. Poison's going to smoke B, but Shox don't care. He's going right through.
Yeah, last time he was punished for this. And so this time he shows a little more restraint in the smoke walk. He sits in it. Here's the flash coming, dodges it, and is looking for this opener. Now it's a nasty 1-2 setup, right? Even if he's ready for Poison at bench, even if he somehow finds the AWP, you hope that NATO can trade this out. The timing gets a little weird. NATO Safik's gonna swing now and puts his shot in his back. So now with the B play not working, not selling this ruse, and in fact, Cole are even rotating Poison over to A. They know what's happening, they know what's up. ZywOo with one. It's tried to get them in, but it's not really pried this bomb site too wide. Kyojin on the bomb might just get peeked from CT, especially as Apex is juggling nades around. Kyojin's gonna try and cross, but is he ready for the close player? No, JKS beats him. And Complexity pull through with a second round.
You know, I admire that Vitality are trying different things, right? They could just be brute forcing bomb sites. It is Mirage after all, but they're throwing in fakes. And yeah, okay, both fakes have actually been the rounds that Cole have won. You know, 2 of them. It was that, you know, same play where Shox went B-apps, got mollied, and Vitality popped out Palace late after smoking that A site to start. Yeah, it's a similar kind of idea in this one, right? Without the telegraph, the smokes on A, showing you started there. And that's unlucky. The Shox gets caught by NATO's bulk jump up as well. We've seen Cole do that a lot. You know, double playing the apartments, giving up middle, not playing short with the AWP. Well, now they have a double AWP. Now they may be fighting for mid. As they're expecting to see Vitality there. That's exactly what the call is. Jumping in is Poison, trying to get involved. Smokes a potential Molotov. But Vitality flashed out, won't commit themselves. It's only Kyojin. He should be dead. There's a nice shot out of Poison. He's full of them today and already starting to lean a third to B. Cole, they're starting to read. They're starting to understand what Vitality are up to.
Oh, NATO just saw a couple of boys there on that jump up. Mollied at the truck, but he'll extinguish it. And so now Vitality, you know, this is almost like a bit of a mind game between them and NATO. Oh, Apex, hey, buddy. Trying to come in on this short wrap, and he's done it at a pretty alarming pace. They should hear this, but NATO, caught looking in the apartments, is blindsided. Apex could be on to a second. JKS isn't even looking. And so Apex has opened up the B play. Oh, the timing on that nade pull. Shox will trade it out at least, and it's the double AWPs left up in this retake. They used the nade as a smoke, but even then, ZywOo's found through the lip of the boxes. And Shoxy's got to come up clutch. Bomb plant going in. Shox, as we say, double AWP to go up against. It's a weird one. Shoxy waiting for a shadow, waiting for the face. No one's moving now, and Poison will swing out and seal the deal. Complexity, they claim a third.
You got to admire that nade call, right? That was perfect. They were able to grab the bomb, cross to the site with the help of the smoke, only for a moment, of course. But it all means nothing as Poison pops with the AWP again. He has been the hero of this series for Complexity, no doubt about it. You know, it feels like, obviously, with Config gone, we've seen a lot more rifling out of Poison, especially on those T sides, right? Yeah, look at that. Still hits the shot, second too late. And, you know, even despite that, Poison's been great on the rifles and T sides, on Vertigo especially, but when we get him back in his element on CT-AWP, we get what we want to see. He mollied that window smoke as well, so it didn't bloom correctly. Shox, the man of the hour, closed out in the 1v2 by Poison and picked up to start this one. Colt are starting to find success, and this game is tightening up. It's no longer a dominant win for Vitality where they can get away with everything they want to and more. Colt are fighting for it tooth and nail. They know what's on the line, and Masuta lines up Blame. 4-on-4 now. He resets, or fakes the fact that he does, but he will be late stabbing Con as this A play comes in.
Yeah, S-Tag in a very out there position. He is relying on his Palace player, keeping him alive so that he can scope up on ramp. He's dead to ZywOo. Poison will deal with the con wrap, and now they have to try and flush out not only this AWP, but the player under bulk. JKS waiting here, dead, spammed by Apex. They now need to try and find Poison, and he just won't give up this bomb site without a fight. Oh, the flicks are fast, but none of them landing. NATO from CT had a chance, but it's so ugly. And so Poison, he's done it all so far. He's got to do it all over again now. 1v2, and ZywOo shuts him out. It's a round for Vitality after all. It gets real nasty there in the middle.
What more can you ask for Poison, man? It's all we're highlighting right now, but it's all that matters for Complexity. Another 3-piece of a round. Masuta ran connector there. I don't know if Vitality made the call to speed it up. That one seemed like a surprise, right? Making a lot of noise on the late mid flank. And NATO flashed off, comes to it late, and he's not able to perform. If he gets even a kill there, sets Poison up for the round, but instead, yeah, just brush it off. Oh dear, sinking in their seats are Cole. It feels like it's being stripped away from your grasp right in front of you. Not quite candy from a baby, but Cole not getting their sweet treat, just their desserts instead.
Maybe like a donut from a toddler. You know?
Yeah.
There's a bit more fight in it.
A bit more fight.
And it's a bit more messy,
nice,
but like, you still win in that fight.
Yeah, well, I hope. Hope you're not taking it in the first place, to be honest.
How many toddlers could you beat up, Hugo?
Do I have a gun?
No, no.
Do they?
Yes.
Oh, probably none then.
Apex, they're coming your way, buddy, and it's the lineup. Oh, that's such a horrible start. Apex has made them tumble, and ZywOo has secured another opener. Poison, he had 4 people here over in this A bomb site. Now he's the only survivor, and they're not even coming to a... Poor NATO as well. Guy finally leaves B. He goes, I'm just not even getting to fight anyone. I occasionally get to shoot Shox in the back when he runs away, and that's the extent of it. So I'll come A with you this round, Blame. We'll Palace put... Oh! Double lined up, mowed down by Apex. The round is done, by the way. Poison is saving. Yeah,
last time Blame was in Palace, he got that dink onto Masuta and just died to the 1 bullet AK. Oh, it's not getting any better. Shox clears under again from both sides. Poison gets one on the exit. making sure he doesn't miss that. For the double scope, oh, it eludes him. Shox is hunting them down where they live. 10-3. No toddlers stopping this man. My goodness. He ran right for the back corner. He was ready for that one. And even a gap in the smoke, Dink does nothing when it's Zywoo's AWP on the other side. And yeah, we're getting a little more hype. He's in their heads.
I'm pretty sure, like, because they lined up so badly, NATO either dinked JKS or JKS dinked NATO, one or the other.
Doesn't help. No,
right?
I think you're dead anyway. You're both jumping around the corner. And now it's just Eagles, Harry. Now it's just pistols and an SMG for Blame trapped under pass. And Vitalty might just pass by it on this B split.
Yeah, the worst thing is Blame can hear all of this, so it's like they know of the impending doom that's about to approach this B side. I'm sorry, bud. I'm sorry, you're in the wrong place again. All four of them wrapping around the guy. And Apex trying to clear up these mid players does offer an AK up, but that just might, you know, further entice you to look to save here.
Oh, it's quite a mess, isn't it, for Complexity? It's not the way they wanted it to go after showing such, you know, great recovery on the previous map. It would have been expected to see Cole just get steamrolled in this series, especially after the way the Vertigo went. But not only do they have the cojones to come back and give us a really good fight on that second map, breaking a win streak of Vitality, as we said earlier, but then they just get shredded on their go-to map, man. Mirage has been a staple for Complexity, and while Vitality, they brought the nail gun today.
And so now we either get a repeat of the Overpass scoreline or a repeat of the Vertigo scoreline.
I think it's probably the Vitality 12-3 twice, yes. Certainly seems that way. Although we've got the fall by the double orb, S-Tag with a quiet one here as well as JKS. I mean, you know, I could list out the players who aren't performing.
Here's the thing, man.
Why not just list Poison?
If you look back at Overpass, right, Poison was very much the star, but he had a wonderful crew around him. It was really S-Tag and NATO that we were looking to. Now, Poison is still keeping it up. He's still keeping that same face showing, but we just need those supporting characters, those supporting acts around this AWP.
They're in window.
They are in window. They are trying to flush out this AWPer. And they know where this guy is. Shox, it's just a tag, and Shox is going to spam him out. They don't know about JKS at ramp. They never uncovered ramp, but at the same time, they never cleared it either. And JKS loves ramp pushes. They flash him off. Apex going to find him. It's S-Tag and NATO Suffix in a 2v4 retake at the A-bomb site.
Yeah, window ain't broke, but Cole might be. Can't get back through that murder hole. 4-on-2, and Vitality fan out looking for these frags. Where's the flank? They've already found it. Kyojin need to get back on double digits. Locks in NATO, and now S-Tag. 5 kills to his name, and looking for a 4th round that feels like it's destined to elude you. Vitality double-faced, even with a nice flick. It's 12-3 on 2 maps out of 3 for Vitality. They're looking to make this series a quick one, at least on the closer of Mirage.
Look at the tongue on that man there. Remember the tongue, remember the name, Shoxy. Also having a great time right about now. Vitality fans all around the world rejoicing as they're getting the same squad we saw to begin this series. The Vitality that look to be in top form. It's another 12-3 half. Now Complexity moving into a T side. And with really only Poison showing up to the party so far, where are the rest of the gang?
Yeah, you could just forget Vertigo at this, Overpass at this point and go, yeah, you know, Vitality are too dominant, 12-3 halves, great maps out of them. Can they close, though? That's the question. Should be easy, not always in reality. Complexity with elimination on the line, have a lot to show, a lot to prove. Poison flashing them through. Jungle, S-Tag with the opener, jumping into the site. Shots, too many targets, not enough time. And Apex, not... Oh my goodness, 2-3 attacks! Apex holds strong, he's got 4 in the round. And it's Vitality to lock in a pistol. That should have been done, right there.
I am lost for words. Apex came into this, you know, flapping his tongue around, looking good, but he's eating out of coal right now, that's for sure. Look at this, bro, disgusting!
How? That was Cole's way back in.
Oh yeah, no, he's up, he's walking around. Apex is leaving the building, he's out.
They've used attack pause for that alone. It's like when Blame F, you know, breaks the chair and Graham Pitt has to fix it on the sidelines. Yeah, you can use attack pause there. I don't think you're going to need them. Not anymore, not after that one. Numbers alone, that should be a lock-in for Vitality. What a dominant series to wrap your heads around it, folks. 2 12-3s and 11-4, all converted within the first few rounds of that second half. Vitality, well, they haven't converted yet, but if they were ever going to, that's the round that will pump them up. Nice to see a second standout player alongside Shox with all the clips.
Lovely, mate. This is unreal. And Shox and Apex right now looking down the line saying, don't worry, kids, we got this. You know, like, they are having an incredible game, rolling back the years, as it were. 4 spy up for Complexity. Once more, you know, we've been in this situation already. If they don't find success here, they're going to have one chance with the rifles to embark on a mammoth comeback.
Yeah, and even though, you know, we're in a time of 4 spies finding success, we said this earlier, this series has not been an example of that. It feels like old CS, Harry. It does feel like old CS in a way, right?
And you've got Shox and Apex fragging out.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah. Well,
like we're back in the golden years.
No time like the present. And what a gift this is from Vitality. Cole, can they break the curse and find a force? Or are Vitality always destined for dominance?
There's a little bait and switch set up here in Con. Might never see the light of day if Complexity do just commit to this catwalk up and move in towards the B split, which is what it looks like they're poised for. You gotta get past Shoxy first though. You gotta get past Shox. And they try to chase him down. They do get him out of the ladder room. Now Masuuta's here attempting to fill the void, the shock hole as some might call it. S-Tag plugs that hole and now the B-bomb site is opened up.
All right. Kojin, what have you got for us then?
One behind him, one in front.
Quick 1v1 available. They haven't got the bomb yet. He knows. S-Tag is close, but he's only baiting for Blame in the back line with that spam. All right, forced by 1. Now we're talking. And now Cole are believing. It's all they've got. You can never afford to give up. And when their Pro League journey comes to an end, if this one falls as well. So, well, that gives you time to crack with Cold Zero. You'd rather long this one out. Nice D's for S-Tag as well. Already having a bit of a resurgence in this T side. Will it mean much though? Blame opens up and doubles down to Zaiwu and Apex.
Oh, they heard the molly hit, Masuuta over on short, so they know that he was just peeking, just creeping up. And, well, the only guy left is a B. They've seen him, they've got him trapped. Poison's going to deal with him. And so Complexity, they can at least look forward to 6 at a bare minimum here. Still leaving them, you know, 7 rounds behind that of this Vitality squad. but you've at least got more breathing room than you ever had back on Vertigo when we first saw this scoreline between these two teams. There, you know, it was 1 round loss, game was over. Here, you've got a little bit of a margin for error.
Running amok in middle. We haven't had many mid fights in this map. Oh, you can't see it's over triple. Oh, the connector hides ZywOo's head from Blame. They're going to smoke it off and they don't know where they're dying from. But Cole still should be able to run into B for free, even though Vitality are running that rotate to try and pad the site. It's already too late.
Yeah, this is par for the course. This is fine. He gets 2 dinks off, but not a single kill. Complexity onto 6, as we say, but now the guns come out once more. So this is where, you know, we don't have the AWP in ZywOo's hands just yet. I wonder what Poison's choice is going to be instead. Looking like he's going to run that salvaged AUG in this round. And so it's AWPless into this first buy round. Now, if Complexity get this, if they move on to 7, break the money of Vitality, and then start to chain together these 2-for-1 rounds, that's where you start to get worried. That's where this can very, very quickly spiral out of control. If Vitality want to stop that worry from ever happening, they win it right now. They win it right here.
He doesn't even leave Con. They seem aware. He could have run away, but instead he hangs out and takes down Poison with him. ZywOo, the heavy hitter, removed on Complexity's side. Blame hears the escape, and he tries to take space by walking the smoke. No one's looking. Sees a default player, and they see him, but too late. Blame dinked, turns back to CT, and that's when Kyojin keeps A under control. Shox is boosted on B's alone. If ZywOo can sell anything, bait them in, draw them away, that would be lovely, but Shox only good for 1. ZywOo is crept out, and they have no idea the bomb plant could be denied right here, right now, and there it is. JKS falls, NATO trades, and it's a 1v1 against Kyojin.
Yeah, quiet game for NATO, but this T-side, this is his chance to right those wrongs. Kyojin creeping up, out into the open, and NATO is going to close it with the spray. 7 on the board for Complexity, and this is them taking not 1, not 2, but now multiple steps in the right direction.
Yeah, that had to come through. That spray was scary, but rounds around, wins a win. That's all Cole are thinking about, getting those numbers back on the board. If NATO falls there, that would be a sad way to go out, as it probably would have meant the series would come to a close. Now Cole can keep believing, keep fighting for it. Another round over towards A with the smokes. Mid info denied, double smoke, triple smoke set up in middle for Complexity. They throw top mid, cat and window, really trying to keep Vitality out of middle. So they go, fine, you want mid? Have it, we'll stack A. It's only pistols after all. But Cole walking into the Lion's Den. Luckily, they got the tranquilizer darts at the ready. No hurry here either. The kills are all being delivered to NATO. Oh. And even when the D comes through, the trade is instantaneous, leaving ZywOo to get backstabbed. If it wasn't Blame to grab him from chair instead. 8-13. Baby steps.
But suddenly, you know, just 5 rounds between you. And as we say, like, you've got Vitality right where you want them, right? Every round that you win only leads them down this path of partial investments even further. So whenever you win a rifle round, it kind of hits. It kind of feels like a 2-for-1. And so, like, really, you know, there's only like 2 rifle rounds between this and an even scoreline. Running with that kind of line of thought. Shox donning one of the AWPs in this round, the other out on ZywOo, and he's taking it into the apartments, looking for a peek. On to JKS, who is just waiting for the time being. Very slow round for Cole. They know how much this matters, right? They know that once you open the door to Vitality, they're like a salesman. There's no closing it. There's no stopping it once you've let them in. Ooh. Or is that vampires? I always get them confused, but no one wants to be that first man to fall. And so it's a slow mid take out of Complexity.
Oh,
ooh,
no.
The timing on the nade pull for S-Tag is brutal. And that's how the man advantage is given up.
Yeah, that double setup, right? He sees the orb fire. He thinks he has a second to throw a flashbang to get him off the angle. Instead, it's Masuta quickly peeking off the back. Apex waiting for a window boost, and he might get delivered exactly what he wants. There's the bomb on its own on ramp. That could decide the round. Cole, it doesn't matter where your kills come through. They have to come through right here, right now. ZywOo back at CT. Longer he lives, the more room Kyojin has on this bomb, the more time ticking away from the favor of Cole, and Blame's been cut down by the rotation. Now Vitality flooding the bomb site. They know that they've locked this one in, and Shox is here to confirm it. Only NATO Sapphic's left. And even if he gets this kill, there's no recovering the round. There's no moving away from the reality of that bomb getting dropped on ramp. Can't hunt the orb either. There's just no saving face, no saving grace, and ZywOo closes the 14th. Well, the by eco, Harry, it's been revolted by Vitality. I don't know what happened there for Cole as well, right? Like, they set up for a B play with you know, one dude throwing in the late mid-util to maybe come up catwalk with poison on the orb, and then something changes in the wind and they completely change their mind. They go back to A, and in all of that time of going slow, going low, you know, all that space has been taken by Vitality. They had deep B control with the AWP setup in Masuta. They had Kyojin down on ramp. Vitality had so much more space than Cole were ready for on the ramp retake. They've already got to forget about it, put it to the back of your mind and try and keep this game raring on.
Yeah, we need that kind of hero to emerge, you know. We need someone to be our man for the recovery effort right now. Because if you end up losing this one, you're staring down the barrel of Vitality claiming this series in spite of your best efforts. They pick up the pace, they want to go faster, right? As you say, the slow pace last time felt like it come back to hurt them, and so this time they accelerate into B. Now they've still got to get past Apex. They don't know about it. He's going to catch the orb with a knife out at short, but JKS will recover. This might just be a save out of Vitality. It wouldn't surprise me if it were. The money is still in a very weird spot to try and stop that 2-for-1 round effect, like kind of rolling over. They will just hold on to the weapons here and give it a go in the next. So the change of pace out of complexity is nice. They go fast down cat, helped out by, you know, some of the early engagements that we get coming through. The fact that you're able to get, you know, guys like Poison all the way down the short side with the smokes in. You get ZywOo out of the window. Poison rears his head into B. You crack the site wide open.
Yeah, that felt exactly what they wanted to do last round. That didn't go their way. I don't know, like I said, I don't know what changed to make them pull out of B apps, but that was exactly it, right? As you said, the mid smokes to get the orb up cat. Lots of attention on B from the rush, and good trade work as well. If Apex gets a kill there, if he even takes down Poison or drops one of the site players, then you consider that retake. But even with a flank coming in through T-Spawn, Vitality had a double orb. They don't want to go for it. They're fine with giving that up. They've got a little more room to wriggle with. Wrangle for the win. And they've even called in another timeout just to make sure. As far as these, you know, dominant one-sided halves have gone and then closed up even a little bit in the second one, this is where Complexity were able to close out Overpass at 16-9. So already if Cole can get a little bit more done, they're improving on these second halves that neither team has really been able to field. Gotta keep your head in it. It's still going. The night is long. Oh, heavy middle boosting ladder. Double boosting ladder. Gonna get there before Blame has any idea. Oh, that might be something, right? He sees Apex running window and he's wondering, what does that mean? Is there more control towards Catwalk, or won't worry Complexity, who are just going through the motions on this A site, forcing another save within seconds.
Yeah, the outcome of this round is decided instantly, like right away.
Right.
Wonderful little wombo combo of nades and the tag to Shox back in CT. He gets dinked through the boxes. And Blame lands that little belter of a flick in middle. And so this was a round that never was, essentially, right? Vitality showed up hoping to play, and they're immediately sent looking for results in the next round. Complexity are giving this everything they've got. And finally, we're starting to get this supporting cast around Poison, right? Bit by bit, and especially since they've gotten onto the T side where rounds can end in a matter of kills, right? You don't have to get all 5 all of a sudden, mate. Ooh, they're having a much easier time. Vitality coming through with another save, that's only going to entice the buy back out of them. And it's going to constantly keep them, you know, with their backs against the wall in terms of the money. Now, they can keep the pressure on. But up against 14, and with Complexity already having more than enough money banked up, it does sometimes get me a little bit worried, right? Because the pressure of having buys all the time matters a lot less when your opponents are going to be forcing till the end of this game regardless, right? If they lose one round, even if their money's broken, mate, they're still coming through with the full buy. So a little nerve-wracking, a little scary, especially with double digits getting secured. You come back out with the double AWP again.
Yeah. The comeback's still on for Cole. Kyojin, now they get the ladder boost off once more, and Apex gets out alive. Luckily, that was a window smoke for Cole that gave him the room to do so. Maybe having a run boost here. Poison lobs a flash. Blame yeets himself into the middle. Nothing to be seen yet. And still this double ladder as well. They're not doing anything with it. They're not trying to fight mid early. That's often what you'll see, like an AWP go up there and fight Cat really quickly. And you know, T's are confused how the AWPs, they're so quick. No, it's more just a bait and switch with this double setup between the two young guns. Apex re-smoked at mid, loses all that info. The con smoke as well as Cole group back on up on the A-bomb site. It's just Blame doing what he does best, coming through connector in the mid round to try and find these right timings to backstab. But it's going to go both ways. As he activates, so can they. Up in Catwalk, moving out through the ladder room. They spot Blame going through the smoke. Uh-oh, the info's there. Vitality now know what's up.
Yeah, still the opener is found by Blame F, and with not a trade in sight, it's all coming out of this next bit of contact. There's Masuta with 1, but with 2 more knocked out immediately after, and a double AWP and a 2-on-4 retake. I think this is once again gonna force the save out of Vitality.
Oh my goodness.
If only ZywOo knew.
I don't know why you don't give it the pot shot, right? Like at least try and get that kill, fire through. It's your only way to even consider that round.
So the other thing that's scarier about this getting out of hand and all these saves from Vitality is, like, with each round that passes and with each round being pretty clean for Complexity, they're going to get to a point where, like, it's always worthwhile hunting. I mean, I think they should be hunting even heavier now, if I'm being honest. It surprises me that they're being so reserved here. If you take away, you know, even one of these guns, it has huge implications for Vitality looking to the future.
Well, you also know it's double AWP, right? So you don't really want to be... It's a lot harder to hunt these AWPs, especially on Mirage. Like, there's so many awful angles to try and clear. It could be anywhere. And so, yeah, Cole at the same time, they're just thinking about their next round. They're probably talking about what they want to do, what adaptation they want to make to keep this comeback rolling on. This is super impressive for Cole, right? The first force buy win we've seen all series, it feels like, at least in those second round conversions, and they've built off the back of it. 5 in a row, Vitality found a 14th, now a 3-round streak for Cole. We keep having these saves out of Vitality. They keep surrendering early, and now another fight in middle for ZywOo. Molotov onto the smoke, but Collar in the rush. The run boost again. This could be a pick for ZywOo, but the flash is good and the run boost is bad. If anything, that favors Cole. It lets them get out behind the boxes, not on top this time. If they were, that might have been ZywOo's. Instead, mid now conceded by the Frenchman. These AWPs still trying to get involved. The flash pushes Poison back and ZywOo dons the angle even for a moment. Shox hasn't moved a muscle in ladder, holding the swing. Vitality know what's going on. They're just scared of lurkers, right? This is the time of the round where maybe a Palace player pops out or someone in B-Apps tries to create some kerfuffle. Right now, that's not the case. Collar grouping B for the full execute as Blame comes up through mid.
Vitality have just lent ZywOo back towards this A bomb site, leaving 3 players far removed from this play. Masuta is effectively alone. Now, Shox can come back and help him somewhat, but he's on this weird position because he knows BlameF is let loose in middle. Shox misses timings. The Kyojin's found on the rotation. This is another round where you just want to save, but Apex is already throwing himself to the wolves. And so in the blink of an eye, it's only Shox left. If you weren't hunting before, believe me, baby, you're hunting them now. You want to try and take this AWP away because you know the implications it's going to have. Complexity are on to 12, and Vitality, they are crumbling on this CT side.
Yeah, look at the spread, man. Look at the mini-map. There is nowhere to go. There is nowhere to hide. Shox is a dead man. He just doesn't know it yet. Oh, it doesn't clear the corner, and Nata removes that orb. Also, as you said, Vitality just left the B side. They just leant away, gambled in that round. Off the back of that as well, as BlameF comes up through connector, and he often does this on these A splits. Look at his rotate kills. They mollied out Masuta, man. He at least has a position to multi-kill from jail. They perfect mollied 2 spots, one of them his, and that's the only B player gone. Apex throws himself in. He has to at that point. Try and hold on. And you said it yourself, Vitality are crumbling. It feels like that. Using more pauses by the second. This was a 13-3. It is now 14-12. And Vitality are no safer, no more assured in this series than Complexity are, maybe even worse off.
Yeah, the good times have got to end eventually, right? And so you're going to bring everything out once more, but you don't have that look into the future. You don't have that coming up next. So if you lose this rifle, Complexity are right there, 14-14. They're neck and neck, and they're fired up, having chained together all these rounds. If this next rifle round goes their way, for all intents and purposes, Complexity are in pole position. So someone's got to make a difference, and that man could be ZywOo, wanting to take fights, wanting to have a chance to fight on his own terms. Down here in lower, S-Tag mops up Apex and returns us back into a 4-on-4 right away.
That's a transfer, man. He's just spraying the smoke, trying to catch ZywOo escaping. Instead, Apex swings out off of it. Harrier to solo B again. It's just Masuta alone and Cole. They might have made the right move, the right read in this round. They're actually peeling back. Looked like they were ready to go. It's just Blame. Bomb retreating through the apartments mid, fully owned by Vitality. They have Shox to hold under, and ZywOo watching the top side. It's a nice setup for Vitality in this 4-on-4, but it leaves 1 man per bomb site. Luckily, the bulk of the players coming through mid, coming to them. Oh no, Shox is moving. He's activating, turned backwards was his teammate. S-Tag needs no support. The anti-flash player and him back up. Nata was never even spotted. You saw the bomb, but that's it. Which way is it going? Vitality have to guess.
Yeah, with that smoke going down at ramp, there's going to be about 20 seconds left by the time it fades, but the bomb's actually going back to B. That's because Blame has gotten all this ground. Now he needs to clear out Masuta. If you lose this fight, the bomb was coming to B. Now you've got 25 seconds. You've got to make a play happen, mainly in towards A. So JKS needs this kill, and he can't get it. They're out in mid without a paddle, all alone. NATO Sapphics and the fate of this Complexity comeback now on his shoulders. 15 seconds. Time is not his friend. And he knows it better than anyone. Trying to make something happen, trying to make anything happen, but they don't give him the kill.
Has to stay.
He's got enough time for the plant. ZywOo! No, it does slip away. It's Vitality's round. He misses it by about a millisecond.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts so bad. Kyojin tucking just as tight as he could in the corner. It was enough, Harry. And that round, that went from bad to worse. The A split would have been fine. Sure, there were 2 players there. B was the weaker option, but both of your split players, both of your solo lurkers lose their gunfight. JKS falls on ramp. Blame can't get out the B apartment on his own. And then at that point, you're just trying to recover the round. You're just trying your best. And half a second is the answer, is the solution for Vitality. It's kept them up on 15.
Right, I really thought he had it as well.
Yeah,
that
like
was so close. Okay, they're trying to change the pace again, but Vitality have also stepped it up. They've taken Palace away from the get-go. BlameF is playing around this con smoke from the beginning of the round, and Poison is already down short, liking what he sees at B, but they lose JKS at ramp. Blame dies on his A-lurk, and Complexity. All these rounds, the illusion of a comeback, and it might be nothing more unless someone can make a difference. Will they clear Shoxy? Are they ready for this man? Yes, they are. It's a 3-on-3. 3, and they've reopened a chance to keep this comeback going.
Yeah, but you're not saving this one. ZywOo is saving the day instead. Plucks S-Tag out of thin air. 2v3, locking it down using all the util you can, but you don't want to be caught without gun in hand. Boost up for NATO. Poison with the orb. He has been the hero of this series for complexity, and he's got to hold strong now more than ever.
Yeah, they're flooding out. Neo's dead. Poison's got to do it all, and Wrap from the market. That kill seals the deal. Vitality, they pick it back up. They deny the comeback run to complexity, and they stop them in their tracks, taking this series at 2-1 and moving on to face the Gambit boys in the quarterfinals.